First, the J-braid, modern ×4 strand. So the Kryston silkworm, made in England, this one. No, I'll tell you, this is... Hello, Lucy.
Hiya, morning, Tom.
Right, so this video, what it's about is we've got our lines that we want to swap to. The braided line has come through the post. So I've opted for the J brand. It's made in Japan, ×4 strands braid, and we've gone for the 0.21mm, and there's 270 meters of it, of this braid, which is 27 pounds breaking strain, or 12.4 kilogram breaking strain. I'm going to keep that in mind, Elsie, because I'm going to test the actual real breaking strain of this product. Now, so there was many on the, there was many brands that I could have chosen. I bought this on the internet, and I don't mind touting the one I bought it off the site from eBay. Fishing tackle, fishing E and bait, it says there, and I bought it for, see a number here, £29.96 for two. So 270 meters, 270. Now the reason, Elsie, I didn't go for 130 is because the 130, I think I can actually cast further than 130. Right?
Really?
Yeah, because you know when we have that leader on, the shock leader, well, that's already 15 meters. When I cast it out, that 15, do you remember when we wind it in? We're winding in.
Yeah.
It's like the 15 meters is just about reaches the waves, isn't it? Yeah. So I think I cast it further than 130. So I don't think 130 would have been enough. So I've gone for the straight 270, and I'm going to put it straight on our Shimano 6000 RBs. Now it says here 0.3 millimeter diameter. It takes 270, but this is actually 0.21. So obviously it's not going to fill the spool all the way up, but then I'm going to put the shock leader on top. Yeah, the old line that we was using is this on Elsie's reel, which is 18 pound breaking strain at 0.33 diameter. Now that is a big difference, 0.33 and 0.21. Now I don't know, when we was fishing with this line here, when it was windy and when it was kind of quite tidal, when it's windy and it's all pulling to one side, what did we find?
They bite, they bite it off.
Yeah, they bite it off. I mean, we couldn't tell when the bites were, could we really? Because there's stretch in this line. When I cast out 100 meters plus, this number one was catching with all the waves and all the tide, and it was like bowing it out, and there's stretch in it. I can even, like, you can feel that. You pull it, you pull, you can feel stretch, yeah. Feel it's quite stretchy, yeah. I know they do make monos. This is a monofilament. They do make monos that are not stretchy, but this is quite stretchy. And this, I tell you, I promise you, this has got no stretch in it. Like when we go spinning, yeah, for the mackerel, this has got no stretch because it's braid. So this is J brand Diawa. It doesn't even. Why do they not have Diawa? Probably because they think that people know what that is. There's a Diawa brand. So made in Japan. We're going for the green because that's the only one they had really. We could have gone for other colours, but I couldn't buy that from the particular site I used. Now, here it is. Now, have a look. There it is. It's sealed in there. I want you to feel that. Oh, it's going to be a bit of a job peeling this off, I guess. But that is not a sticker. That is a piece of metal. So anyway, you pull some of that out.
Yeah.
And just feel it. Just see what you feel, what you make of it.
Really thin.
Yeah, really thin. I would say it's quite very smooth, but you can feel the roughness in it. And apparently, do you feel when you run that across your hands quickly? You try that, Elsie. Yeah. So when we're fishing this, we gotta be careful because it can cut you. Yeah. This. Yeah, it can do if you go quickly. Yeah. So the useful thing about this, it can cut weed as well. When we get seaweed and stuff, this will cut through seaweed that's embedded into the sea. Yeah. So if you compare that to that, can you feel the difference? That is much thinner. So we're going to get double, well, another £10 worth of breaking strain, but thinner line, yeah? So that's the good thing about it, and also there's no stretch, Elsie. When we're going to get that bite,
Oh yeah, sure.
we're going to feel it. Right, now, I am going to test this, and I will show you the real breaking strain of it in pounds, and I'm basically going to cut a metre off, or half a metre off, and I'm just going to test it straight. I want to see how good it is. Now, I don't know, maybe it's going to be as good as it is, maybe it's not. And also, I think with this braid, I think I've looked up some of them. Oh, it does kind of retain its shape a bit, doesn't it? Look, see that?
Yeah.
So it's not like, so it does retain its shape when you make a shape, which is unusual, isn't it? Right. So it's kind of rough. It might be a bit loud because they do this in 8 strand. I think the 8 strand is a lot smoother, but I think for what we want with the weedy stuff, we want 4 strand. I just want to show you. Obviously, you've never seen this before, really. I just want to show you how it compares to the old-fashioned. This braid is the first braid that ever came out in this country, in the UK, 30 plus years ago, right? Look how, yeah, I've still got it, look. The kind you can barely make out now. I've pretty much forgotten the name. Some of you go fishing will remember this. Kryston. And I've only got, I can't even see how many meters, 40 meters of this. And this is how they used to come. Right, so this is Kryston Silkworm Extra Soft. I think, I can't even tell if that's 12 or 22. I think it's £12. And look, it doesn't even tell you how thick it is. Most people would either have forgotten what this is, or you know, oh yeah, I do remember that, or never seen it before if they're quite young. Because this is 30 years old, Elsie. Feel that? It's, look, if I put it next to the camera lens, you can see all the little weaves in it. It's like a little black thread that goes over it, and then the main bit.
Very thin.
Well, yeah, it is thin, but it's not as thin as this.
No.
No, this is thinner, and this is, so this, I would say, this is more like my £41 line. In fact, let me get my £41 line and compare. Hang on. Here's my old Mitchell 410 again. Now you feel that that's £41 more than same braid, same Japanese J-braid times 4. Yeah, you see that? So this is but at £41, okay? And I think that feels about the same thickness.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So the old one at £12, apparently, if I can read that right, I think it's 12. Yes, it does say 12. Is the same-ish as the 41 now. So the modern ones are better. Like you said, I think you just before I walked off, you just said I think it feels different, doesn't it? I don't think that's gonna. No, it's not. Look, it's not making a pattern and staying with that pattern. So this is really soft. And fishing with this old stuff, I mean, we used to just use for hook lengths, obviously, yeah? Not on the reels. We won't use it on the reels, but we use for hook lengths because they were so expensive. You know, we just cut a bit off and tie it on instead of monofilament. And wherever this is made up of loads of strands. You see the end of that? See that? It's almost like the end of a, look, see it? See it all flailing apart, see that? See how easy? I don't know how many braids, don't know how many threads that is, but it's not 1, is it? It's not even 4 or even 8. Whereas this, when you use this, I can kind of do the same thing. It's not breaking apart. No. So it's like a completely different design. But however, I will test this as well. It's worth it. I can't believe this is £12 breaking strain. I'll be very surprised. So next thing to do is we're going to wind the braid onto our spare spools. I've had to actually take off the nylon line, and in fact I'm going to wind it. Yeah, I'm going to wind it on. So we're going to keep this one underneath. There is £18 line, and we're going to put on the braid, hopefully for 270 meters, and on top of that afterwards we'll put the shock leader on. So what I normally use is I use a book. That's why you wonder why I had a dictionary. So we've got using the first ring of the rod, okay, and we'll get cracking in that. Right, so here's my £27 braid. I'm just going to put one of them half knots. I'm no expert what they're called. Just your normal over, so it does that like that, and then probably better to do it before I put it on like this, so it actually tightens itself when pulled on. So almost exactly the same knot, but like that. So it can, when I pull it, run through that little loop, and of course I'll tighten this a bit like that, so it go down. Now it can still tighten. Right, so there's the loop. Hopefully get it on there like that, and it should hopefully cinch up. There you go. This is the right word, isn't it? Cinch up. So that's in there, and it was really quite, without even trying to cinch it up, it was quite difficult. So I probably need to put a few. Which way does it go? Goes that way, clockwise. So I probably need a few, and then like that. Right, so we're ready to do it. I'll just get obviously to wind it in. It might take a little while. Okay, right, okay. Let's swap it over. I'll wind it, and I've already got my piece here. I'm going to test that and see if it is £27, and then you will know. And I'll also test the old Kryston 30-year-old braid.
Keep winding.
Keep winding, yeah. So the reel is filling up. I hope we've got just the right amount.
Yeah.
It won't fill the reel up all the way. I'm hoping we've got. You can't take all of this 270. There's still some left in there. I can't even see the bottom of the reel. And I think that's enough for the leader. So I've had to use quite a heavy thing there. It's at the bottom there, and a bit of extra resistance to make sure we get as much line on as possible. But anyway, let's put the leader on a bit later. Let's wind on the other line, and we'll test the strength of these. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so we're going to test first the J-braid, modern ×4 strand. I've got maybe ½ a metre in my hand. We want to know if it's anywhere near 27. Okay. I don't know, I don't want to make up any prejudgments. So, it's £30 scale. If it went all the way around and round again and it got to there, that would be okay. So, much, is it? It's not slipped. Not slipped. Let's try that again. Oh, not snapped. That wasn't very good. What did you get to? Do you know? Did you see?
So quick.
Right, let's have a look.
Okay.
Let's try that again. Let's try that. Well, I don't even know where that went, but it didn't go anywhere near what I thought it would go. So we're at 7, 8, 9, 10.
Something. It's 27.
I don't know that one. Well, let me do a proper knot. Let me do a proper knot. Right, proper knot in there. Double tuck. Blood knot, I think. 8, 9. Oh, something's slipping. A knot is slipping. Oh, I'm not slipping. Right. Right, so a much better knot, I think. That is a bit of an acute angle, I must admit. So it's tied on something quite large over that way, so let's go. Still kind of feeling it slipping. 12.
More than that.
16. 18. 19. 20. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, Sorry, Diawa J-braid. Did it give it a fair snap? I think it is a little bit the way you tie the knot, because it did snap over this side this time. Because braid is quite sharp, it will cut. It will cut itself, you know, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's sharp, it will just slice into itself. So let's do it one more time. See if I can give it the fairest knot. Right, knot number 3. Hopefully, I'm hoping it doesn't snap out of the knot. Because braid is so kind of cutting in its action, it will cut itself.
Yeah.
Apparently it will cut through seaweed, so I think, you know, how you tie your knot is going to be important. So sorry, Diawa, at the moment I got best of 21, it should be 27. So 50, 14, 15, let's go to 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19. And it was a proper snap this time, look. See that? I think it's gone thin at the end. So let's have a look. What will I do? I don't know the name of this knot. I think of all the ones I've tested, and I've tested a few out recently, this is the best one. So what I'm going to do is make a loop. Make a loop like that, and do one side at a time. Now I've noticed with line, for a £65 line, the loops you can make before you can't really do it anymore is 3. So three whippings, and then tuck and then pull on the knot. For £20 line, so thicker than this, so around 0.4 millimeters, you can do four whippings for anything like hooks, and for line of this diameter you can do 5. So I'm going to do 5. I've noticed that. Left myself a nice piece there. So made my loop, put it next to the orange line. 1 all the way through. 2, 3. I should have made it longer. 4. Well, let's do it again. Not long enough. I've got plenty of this line to use. Here's my loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my 5. I can leave that like that. Now for this one, so this is tapered leader, thin to start with, starts at £16 or 0.37 millimeters, and then it goes all the way up to within 13 meters, 0.8 millimeters, 1, and £65. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got my 2 there, and you can kind of just, now I need to wet these knots. So I've got a handy cup of tea close by, so I'm just going to wet that knot. Wet that knot. And if tea is any way like a degrading chemical on line, I will be messed up. You can handle salt water, but probably not tea. I don't know. I'm just joking. Right, so that is not yet done. That's better. Now I'm not going to do it all the way. I'm not going to do it all the way. Do this side. Pull on the. It's easy because they're different colour. If they're the same colours, either we figure out which one's which. So that one, and I've got 5 whippings in there. See, it's a bit dry. Oops, if you pull on the wrong one it will do that. Okay, right. Now, I'm just going to tug on the orange one now. Straighten that out. And on this one I'll tug on the mono line. There, that straightens it out a bit. So then I tug on the orange one again. And here I tug on the mono again. After I straightened it out a bit. Now, a bit more fluid on there. And as I pull these two apart now, the two should come together. Look, two should come together. There's a bit of a twist in there, and as they do, they kind of just meet up. See that? Now that's pretty small there, but as I kind of pull a little bit on there, I've noticed the bundle whippings tighten up. Put more. Make sure it's plenty lubricated. Give it extra little tug on these bits that are not attached that I'm going to cut off. Extra little tug, and then extra little tug on the bits that will be taking the strain. And look, what it is that you've got two kind of bundles of whippings, and they crash into each other, right? And they prevent each other from slipping. So no matter how hard you pull on that, that's not going to slip through the whipping, and likewise the other side isn't going to slip through. Now I'm just going to tug on the orange one just to make sure, and then tug on the mono just to make sure. Get that knot as small as possible now it allows for it. Now I'm in this sort of situation, and pull on it again, and there it is. That's my knot. So that's a pretty small, pretty small knot, and that's what I want. Nice and tight. You go through any reasonable eye rings. Nip that off. Give it maybe leave a mil, maybe 1 mil. You know, I used to get tackle, and it had already like 2 pieces of line tied together. I used to see this knot. I used to think, how did they do it? How did they do it? I used to always think. Now I know. Extra little tug just to make sure. No, that's pretty good. That's it. Now I'm just going to wind the rest of that on. So kind of filled up now. Goes all the way to the lip. Now one of the ways I find when I'm sea fishing is this knot comes in really handy. Make a kind of loop like that. Come in like that. Go back through your finger. I use this to attach to everything. To the swivel. To any kind of a eye outlet. Make sure the loop is quite large, because you'll end up passing all your tackle through, you know, like treble links, snoods, anything will go through there. So the loop's nice and large. Now I've also found out that this will not clip on any line clip, this 65 pound line. So what I've done, what I thought was a good idea, what I figured out was put that through there, and then put it through there like that. So come through there as normal, and put it through itself, put it through the over the line pickup. There it is. It holds like that. So when I go to use it, flick it up. So no matter what I tried to do, it will not clip on that line clip. It's a handy little way to store your line. It's not going to come off as well. Give myself a bit more line and just wind it on. That's it. That's it. Nicely stored, nicely done. Right. So I hope Elsie enjoys this. On the beach, we won't be able to wind it now because it's tight on there. But that's great. Excellent stuff. Another Shimano. Hopefully she'll be able to wind in a really large conger eel, because I missed one the other day, a huge one. I should have struck into that thing. I was so confused, I couldn't figure it out. But you live and learn. So here we go. The Kryston from 30 years ago.
Yeah.
What is the breaking strain on this braid, 30-year-old braid, which cost, can't remember how much it cost, £15 or something like that. It's 40 metres. We used to do this with hook lengths. What is the breaking strength? We just tested the Diawa. The maximum we got, it was £21. It should have been £27 breaking strain. Probably under ideal situation, yes, I'd agree, but it's not ideal the way I've tied the knots and everything. But this one is thicker. It says it's rated at £12. I've got a feeling it's going to do more than 12. I'll be very surprised if it snaps at 12.
Okay.
You know, I don't think even with 30 years of like sitting in a box, it's going to be, you know, rotting away or anything like that. I don't think. Why is my thing reading £6 already? I think I might have need to reset this. Did I do it? I damaged my.
Oh.
Did I just snap it like that?
Yeah. Already damaged.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, let's try again.
Yeah.
Reset the knot. So maybe it was £12. Got enough left. Right, so this stuff, near zero, let's reset this. Okay. Could be that my scales are off. Could be they're off. They're not very good. Let's try again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it should snap anywhere near now. Yeah, £10. So the old 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should snap anywhere near now. Yeah, £10. The old line was more, yeah, snapped at £10. So it says rated at 12. The old line was more, you know, you could trust it more, I guess. It's nearer what it should have been. Anyway, right, Elsie, so we've got maximum of £21 breaking strain on that. We're on £21 breaking strain. Yeah, honestly, I don't really, although it says 27 on it, I never thought we'll get 27. You know what I mean? I thought, you know, I could have bought the £15 or £19 breaking strain line, but I went for the higher line because I thought actually it probably won't be as high as that. And it looks like I was right. This £21 figure breaking strain is what most people get. Okay, their experiments, they rated the 27 at about 21. I don't know what it is like for other lines. It's probably is the way I tied the knots. We've tested the old 30-year-old line, and that was at £10 breaking strain, but it says it should be 12, so that's quite close. So, what do you reckon?
I think it's quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You can try it.
I think we're going to do well. We're going to cut through the water, cut through the waves of this, cut through the weeds, get better bite detection. It's quite cheap compared to the other lines. Right, we lost £6 on it, right? But I think what we gained from the thinness, the cheapness of it, relatively cheapness of it compared to other braids, and the sensitivity that we're going to get some good results off this. Definitely worth buying this modern Diawa line, but go for the higher one. If you think you want £15 breaking strain, go for the 21. Yeah. If you want 29, do what I did, go for the near 30. Yeah?
Okay.
Great stuff.
If you like this video, just thumbs up.